Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna do 3 more October daily stories. Just random stories that all fit together because these were the ones that I did at the time. So this first one is our bucket list, and I decided to cut it out. Kind of reminds me of old school scrapbooking where you took a photo and you cut out the shape of the person. That's kind of what I was going for here. And I did a similar design with staggering the papers and kind of making them tilted, since this bucket list is right next to the reason why. I figured, why not? I'll just do a same type of design and it'll keep it simple. And I also did a kind of plaid multicolored paper down at the bottom, and then I just layered in 2 pieces of paper, and then I have another one that's up to the right of the screen where I'm gonna take that and punch some stars just because I wanted some more black added in there. And then you can see I tucked in a microscopic piece of that star paper. I just felt like I needed another portion right there, so I just put a little piece right there, made sure it had the same type of, angle, and then I tucked it in. Not sure if it was completely necessary, but I put it there. And the other reason that I went with pinks and blacks is because Scrappin' Happy Studio came out with some incredible flares that are just so cute for Halloween, and I had to use them in this little project. For this one, I'm going to use the pink pumpkin and then the cat. I also decided to back this little traveler's notebook on a black piece of paper. I had picked my flimsy type of paper, and I also just wanted some more black and to make it sturdier. So black it is. I added in the stars and I cut some of them in half so that way I could tuck them in, added in some double-sided tape to both the pumpkin and the cat. And of course, struggled to get the red line tape off because my fingers don't work so great all the time. I had to move that one star up so that way it was closer to the pumpkin instead of just kind of floating by itself. I'm going to add in a few more stars and then I am done with this, and I'll flip it over. And I had this journaling card that I thought I was going to add to my bucket list, but it didn't fit, and the back was going to be blank. So I figured, why not just add the journaling card right to the middle, and then I'll add in some more stars. And then that spooky flare from Scrappin' Happy Studio, to me, it coordinates absolutely perfectly. So I add that in as well. And then I'm going to get fancy and doodle in some little stars. I thought that would be a cute little touch. I am not a doodler and I don't know how to draw stars, but I do my best. So I am going to put the adhesive down on the spooky and then put it towards the really light orange and orange. And then I will draw in the stars. I tried to do like an open star, and that was the one that turned out a little wonky. So just adding in a few of those, like a scattering of stars across, and then I will be done with that page and my bucket list. Super cute and super simple. All right, so Tuesdays and Thursdays are really hectic around here. We have soccer practice, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to use that Mommy Stein, and I am going to go ahead and put Mommy Stein, and the only cure is kettle corn. First, I cleaned up Mommy Stein because I noticed some of the adhesive was showing, so I used my adhesive remover and just cleaned it up a bit and hole punched my paper. And I also took the kettle corn close up and I kind of bumped up the contrast, made it black and white, and then I cut it out as well, just like old school scrapbooking. And I also cut out a title that says, "And the only cure is kettle corn." And I'll put kettle corn down at the bottom. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that this cutting out these popcorn kernels was quite the debacle. I could not figure out the right colors, and I don't know why I was having such a hard time figuring it out. But I finally got them on the 4th try, and I really like how the popcorn kernels turned out. It's definitely my favorite way to relax with a bowl of kettle corn. So I'm going to put a few sprinkled throughout the page, and then I will glue down the title. I have one big one right at the is word, and I don't think I use another big one. I think I wind up only using one big one. I'm also going to attempt to use the tweezers. That way I don't get my fingers all sticky. If you guys have any tips on how to use these tweezers, please share them with me. I feel like I'm using the tweezers wrong, but I feel like they could also be really helpful to me with, arthritis and having to pick up little things like this. So I use my glue pen, try to use the tweezers to help me stick down the letters, and then I will move on to gluing down the kettle corn and adding in some more of the kernels. And then I'll just flip it over and of course cut off the extra that I don't need. And then for the bottom with the kettle corn, I love that how the title goes all the way down there. I love that. I thought that was a great idea. I'll also add the 3 little dots on the mommy stein with just a piece of scrap paper. I didn't die cut them, I forgot. So I'll just add those on with some glue and call it good enough. And then my page will be all done for Mommy Stein. And I just love it. It's a great little story about everyday life, and it's perfect. All right, so that is done, and I'll just trim off the extra popcorn kernels, and it's complete. Okay, the last story is a little trip to Apple Hill, and I just picked my favorite photos. I was actually really good, and I picked my favorite photos. I will probably do a full Project Life spread in my family's album, so that way I can add in more photos and talk more in length about this trip. So I have this awesome photo my husband took of my kids and I on a tire swing, so I just made that roughly 4x6 size, and then below it I'm using some retired Carrie Bradford stamp set that says a fall must do. So I will go ahead and stamp that all out, and I also picked a die cut with 3 red hearts, and I'll pop dot that as well. I realized while I was making this that I don't have a Feed-Your-Craft alphabet, so I need to get one in my stash. So I am trimming the edges, the white edges, since I didn't need them, and then I realized that I put the photo right on top of the L's in fall. So I kind of ripped it up and then scooted it up as well. Then I'll pop dot the heart die cut. I'm going to add 1 stamped leaf and then a brown die cut leaf. I also realized that I don't think Feed Your Craft has ever had a stamp set with a pumpkin in it, so I was kind of stumped on how to decorate this page because we went to somewhere where there is lots of fall leaves, but I felt like I needed pumpkins. So you're going to get to see a sneak peek of a Everyday Explorer stamp set from Carrie Styles that is coming out Tuesday, and I'm going to make some pumpkins with those, and I'm going to use 2 of the pumpkins in this spread because I just felt like it needed pumpkins. We went there mainly for apple picking and pumpkins and donuts. So I just pulled out this stamp set. I think it's called Strange and Unusual. So make sure to grab it on Tuesday, and I'll have some process videos with my projects on Tuesday. So I'm stamping the pumpkins with the solid middle and then the dotted outsides, and I'm just using a variety of different orange colors, and then I will fussy cut them out, and I'm going to add 1 of them to that journaling card with a label, and I'll also add in another die cut leaf from the October kit from Feed Your Craft, and then I will journal about our fun in Apple Hill. I'll talk about how we love going there every year, and this was our first trip for the season. And it's definitely such a special place to kind of go and kind of kick off the fall season. And I'm just going to talk about how we had to get our apple donuts, and our kids just have the best time and they're so happy. I mean, I even got some pictures of my teenager genuinely smiling as he's picking apples and eating donuts. It's just the best. So I squeeze in as much journaling as I can. I still kind of ran out of room, but that's okay. And then the back of the page is just going to be a little collage I made of various photos. I'm going to add a die cut fall fun and then 1 more of the pumpkins. And that's it. I kept it very simple on the back, and I'm okay with that. I don't think every October daily page has to be, full out craziness, I guess. But there you go, 3 pages done, and I hope you guys once again enjoyed these pages coming together. I'd love a thumbs up or subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.